Hello everyone and welcome to another iGenius shit show. I honestly don't remember if I ever seen this training. This is a little bit old. It was 11 months ago, 10 months ago. It's called the Momentum webinar. So I'm not sure if any of the other anti-MLM creators made a video on this yet, but I really don't remember ever seeing it. So I decided we're gonna go through that today. We're gonna watch it. It's about half an hour. I don't know if I'm gonna play the whole thing. We're gonna see how it goes. If you hear any obnoxious stomping around or music and really bad singing, it's them upstairs and there's nothing I can do about it. Very inconsiderate considering that we're living in a building with very thin walls. Other neighbors have complained to the agency, but yeah, these people upstairs just don't give a shit. So anyways, they're very untalented as well. They've been practicing for 3 years. They're not getting any better at it, so I kind of feel sad. At the same time, I'm annoyed because of the constant noises, but anyways, I'm sure they find me obnoxious as well if they can hear me talking to myself all day long. Let's just put a little disclaimer before we get into this video, and don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you would like to support me. Okay, Chad, let's just get into it.
And our executive team at InvestView, to our executive team and our corporate team at iGenius. We've got an awesome team full of just really dedicated, hardworking people. And it takes a really strong team in order to pull off and accomplish some of the things that we are in the process of pulling off and accomplishing. You know, perfectly said, Christian, we're just scratching the surface. But we've got a great team. And again, that flows all the way through to our distribution network. Every single one of you that's on this call, you know, our job is shoulder to shoulder working alongside you. It's a partnership. You know, we consider you guys partners. Hopefully you consider us partners, and we're all in the same fight. We're all working to build this awesome platform, iGenius, and bring the world to it and show people all about it. Guys, I'm going to jump right into these slides. I've got.
Okay, so no, you're not at the same level, Chad. You are at the top. You're so rich. All the wfabb girls get so much money. It's the people at the bottom who work hard and who make this what it is. They're getting little to no money. And considering how much the membership costs yearly, those people are getting nothing in return. And they're the ones who work the most. Everyone at the bottom. So you're not a team. You're not a partner. But of course, he's gonna say that because he wants to make these people feel like they're a part of it, like they're valued, in order for them to work even harder and get more and more people into iGenius.
Got a message today that I'm excited to share with everybody. But you know, you've seen this slide before. This is the slide that we have in our opportunity presentation, and I love this slide because I think sometimes we forget that we actually solve the world's biggest problem, right? And that's money. People are worried about money all over the world. And it just so happens that we have a product platform that helps people get a control of their money, helps them start to really get their finances in order so they can start living the life.
Sorry, I really don't want to interrupt all the time, but how do you solve people's biggest problems with money if you charge them over $1,000 just for the membership? How is that solving anything? If you were trying to solve people's biggest problems, you wouldn't bump up the prices of the membership so much. Come on.
Life that they dreamed of when they were kids. And then also, you know, we can eliminate stress. We can help marriages. We can help families because we're taking this really key thing, you know, that is usually causing so much problems, and we can help it. We can, you know, like a doctor, we can prescribe solutions and remedies that can help people. And again, the other thing is the world is changing, guys. The world is so much different than it was, you know, even 5 years ago, you know, 3 years ago. So it is so crucial that, you know, the information that we're providing people are looking for solutions. They're looking for what we have, right? You know, we just released a video. Some of you guys maybe saw it. Another situation that I wasn't super excited about. They made the cartoon guy look like me, and Christian, it's pinned on your screen. I don't know if that's intentional, but it's totally fine. I just think that maybe we need to adjust that, but it's all right. Everybody can look at your face, and I'm cool with that too. Jamie, maybe you can figure that out as we're going along. But we have this you know, this new marketing video. And, you know, we talk about how Coinbase and Robinhood are two apps that are being, you know, they're two of the most downloaded apps anywhere. Well, as a result, we happen to have, you know, a platform that helps people know what to do with those apps and how to, you know, really get things, you know, to get their finances in order. So what we have is super relevant. We're solving a problem. Our platform solves a problem. How we do it, we have, we provide people, access to opportunities and information and tools and education. Guys, we help people, think about their problems differently. We help the world solve their problems in a completely different way than what they're used to. And so that's why, what we have is what people need. And it's exciting to be a part of. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit about this.
Okay, I just have to, I'm so sorry for interrupting so much, but you don't have anything that people need. If you want to trade, you don't have to join iGenius to trade. If you want to invest any money, or if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to do anything like that with cryptocurrencies, you do not need to join iGenius or wfabb. You do not need their AI. You can't trust their AI as it is, because it can cost you a lot of money. You can't not know what you're doing unless you're gonna buy something and then leave it on the side and then just fuck it. If it bumps up, if the prices go up, you're gonna sell it. If they don't, you don't care. That's a different thing. But if you want to actively trade, you have to know what you're doing. You can't have an AI doing everything for you. You can't rely 100% on an AI. And like I said, you do not need to give iGenius so much money just to join them, because you can get whatever you want, all the information, all the training, you can get online for free.
This word momentum today, right? We called this webinar the momentum, the iGenius momentum webinar today. And momentum is a really cool word. You look at the actual definition of it, and it's kind of a scientific meaning. It's all force and mass and all these things that I'm not a physics guy, but I think about momentum. I'm a sports guy. I think about when a team gets momentum, right? And so those of you here in the United States that may be following the NBA finals right now, you're watching the Phoenix Suns play the Milwaukee Bucks, right? And if anybody is kind of following that story, they've seen that, like the Suns, for example, in the West, they really have been playing with momentum. They did what they needed to do in the offseason last year to kind of create and put themselves in a position to achieve momentum, to get into a momentum situation where they had like the second best record in the NBA, and they got to the playoffs and they started playing their best basketball in the playoffs, and they've created momentum. In fact, if you watched the game last night, the Suns had momentum, right out the gates, and sure, Milwaukee went on a run, and you can't have momentum at all times and hold momentum perfectly, but they were able to, leverage what they've been working on and all the hard work and everything they put into it, and they have momentum. And it's very possible that the Suns could win the NBA championship. I'm not saying they will, I don't know. But that they've acquired momentum. For those over there in Europe that are watching the Euro Cup right now, right? You look at England, and England is a team that's playing with momentum, right? They've been able to get this, and it doesn't just come as so the powers that be just gave them momentum. They've earned it. They've worked for it. They've sacrificed to put themselves in a mode of momentum where everything is synergistically working and working really well. Well, momentum is something that doesn't come easy, right? Momentum is something that you have to work and create for. And it starts with kind of creating momentum for yourself. One of the things that we talk a lot about, and that is, what I love about network marketing, is we talk about self-development and bettering yourself and becoming a better person than you were, a long time ago, right? And that's awesome, right? That's a really cool thing. That's a very attractive thing about this industry. That's kind of personal momentum, putting yourself into personal momentum. You're
If you want to self-develop and work on self-development, again, same as trading, I just want to put it out there. You really don't need to be a part of an MLM in order to do some self-development. There's so many other better ways that you can actually gain confidence and self-development rather than hustling in a fucking MLM and getting little to no money in return. But anyways, just saying.
You're working hard, you're doing the things so that you can be improving and become a better person than you were before, right? One of my goals is, on every single day, 6 days a week, I have one day I don't, but 6 days a week, I have a 30-minute session where I immerse myself in, self-development books and training. I, biblical studies and scriptural studies, but it's something, it's a habit I created years and years and years ago. And I do it, every single day. And what that does is it helps me become a better person. My goal is to be a better business leader, a better father, a better husband, a better athlete, a better person than I was, let's say 6 days ago. Definitely a better person than I was 6 months ago, but absolutely a better person than I was 6 years ago, right? And so that's that's creating that personal momentum so that we can actually help belong to something bigger than ourselves. And so when I talk about momentum, I want everybody to be thinking about, this is my invitation to all of us, including me, right? Is we start thinking about what are we doing to put ourselves into momentum? What are we doing to improve ourselves, from professionally, and what are we doing to make ourselves better so that we can ultimately create, something and become the type of people that will attract, the masses and attract people from all over the world. I read something actually just this week that I thought was really interesting. As we are in this quest to achieve momentum, personal momentum, we're talking about personal momentum here. A lot of times the tendency is to start to compare ourselves to others, right? A lot of you guys are out there and you're comparing yourself to your upline, you're comparing yourself to a leader, and it's actually really destructive. It's not a good thing to compare yourself to others. So I read this quote. It says that we must compare. Let us compare how we were in the past to how we are today, and even to how we want to be in the future. So guys, think about that. When we start thinking about comparison, we start thinking about self-improvement and putting ourselves on a path to really become the person we want to be. Don't think about where others are at, right? We're on a personal journey. It doesn't matter where Anthony Napolitano is or where Rakan Khalifa is, right? That's where they're at. That's okay. What we got to do is say, are we putting ourselves in momentum? Are we better than we were 6 months ago? Are we better than we were 6 years ago? And that's really a focus. And the reason I'm talking about this, guys, is because at the end of the day, we all know that when a team catches momentum, when an individual catches momentum, or when a company catches momentum, tying it into iGenius, that's when really, really big things can happen. And especially in the space that we're in, momentum's a really, really critical piece of the pie. I had a friend tell me a few years back, he said, as a part of the corporate team and as an executive of, the team, he said, in my opinion, the only thing that you need to worry about is getting the company into momentum and keeping the company into momentum. He said every single idea.
Take a shot every time he said momentum. Yeah, I agree with that. Comparison is the killer of all joy, or whatever the saying is. That's true. But however, when you think about the fact that this is about a network marketing company, where of course, if you compare yourself to all the top 1% people, you're going to get very discouraged, and you're going to work and try to get where they are, but you're going to keep failing. You're not going to get any money for it. So of course, he wants to use that as, don't look at the top 1%, just look at yourself and don't compare your success and your biz to anyone else. I hate how sometimes they take like a legitimate good saying, something that you should not be doing in your life, but then they twist it to manipulate people to stay in the MLM longer. I don't like when they do that, and they do that very often. Not just iGenius, just MLM reps and people in general.
Yeah, every single activity, everything you do should be tied to getting the company into momentum, right? And so that's exactly what we are, what we're all about, what we're trying to do. And that's what, when I wake up every single day, what I'm thinking about is what can help us maintain momentum, what can get us into momentum, and what can keep us into momentum. And so, look at this slide. Basically, there's two things that, when I'm thinking through, okay, what could potentially, I think the first step is, like I said, we got to all get ourselves into momentum. We got to grow as individuals. We got to become better. And that's collectively, that's on the corporate side, that's in the field. And once we do that, we position ourselves, with our platform to be able to enter momentum. But there are risks, right? And the things that keep me up at night, the things that I'm thinking about all the time is the potential risks that could disrupt our momentum. And let's talk about what those are, right? Number one is confusion. If we have this platform that is really powerful and it's really exciting, but if people are confused because we get in a conversation with them and we just vomit everything that we have and all this stuff, and they get confused, that obviously is going to lead to no's, right? So one of my biggest concerns is ensuring that we don't confuse or overwhelm our customers with all of the different things, with the suite of products. And then number two is misrepresentation or inaccurate product representation or promotion, right? And that is the one that maybe even keeps me up the very most. Those of you that have heard me speak lately, maybe down in Florida or some of these other events, my message is always the same when it comes to that, guys. Our risk is that somebody somewhere or a group of people are going to start misrepresenting this story, and they're going to they're going to get us in a situation where potentially it leads to some government or regulatory intervention. We don't want that. We want to be in momentum, stay in momentum. So those are the two things that could potentially get us off kilter. So let's talk about how we address.
Speaking of misrepresenting, I know a certain blondie that's in wfabb that she's not high up, but doesn't matter. She's a part of iGenius, who always says You don't have to be an expert in order to trade. You can just let AI do everything for you. You don't have to do anything, and you're just going to get rich if you join iGenius, which is one of the things that Chad personally always makes sure to tell people. Do not misrepresent this opportunity. Do not present it to people as if they cannot do anything and get rich quick overnight just using this AI. Like, that's what he always says. I've heard him say this multiple times on multiple different videos, but yet you still have people who are still misrepresenting what he's saying and just doing the completely opposite of what he tells them not to do, which is a problem. And I'm sure they are being reported and everything. I'm sure the anti-MLM, I'm the one who does not let them slip. I do try to report when I see something for MLMs in general, so it's not like it hasn't been brought up to him. But like, how many times can you tell people don't do this and they keep doing it? And if you're a president of your own company, you have to make sure that your people, your employees or whatever they are to him, contractors I guess, are listening to you and doing what you want them to do. This is just so chaotic. Oh, but anyways,
let's talk about how we ensure that those things don't become an issue. You look at this slide and I have the word elite there. I love this word elite, right? If you look at the brand Nike has this, they play this elite. There's an elite, kind of line of equipment that they use. We have the elite memberships as a part of the iGenius product offering. Being elite is something that very few people are. When you think of like Navy SEALs, they're elite. And, so when we think about this, like I said, we have this.
Did Chad just compare their most expensive program membership type to soldiers? What are you doing, Chad? You're not helping yourself with this. This is so unprofessional and strange.
Powerful, robust suite of products, but at times it could be complex, right? We're not showing people in our explainer videos how to, pour the whey protein powder into the bottle and shake. Okay, and we're not showing people how to, rub the cream underneath the eyes. Those are, they have a certain level of complexity. I'm not taking a shot at anybody, but what I'm telling people is what we have to teach people to do is help them understand how to open up a Forex brokerage account and get KYC'd, how to open up a crypto exchange account and go through the KYC process, how to connect, with API keys to artificial intelligence software, right? We have something that is a little bit more complex. Like I said earlier, people want it. They want to be a part of the world of crypto. They want to be a part of, these wealth, creating platforms that we have access to, but it is complex. And so what that means is we need the most elite distribution sales force that ever existed. And I'm talking that ever existed. You think about, all the different companies that have come along. We have to create a culture of elite distribution where we have everybody singing on the same sheet of music, where, when it comes to setting proper expectations, simplifying the message, onboarding people, accurately and compliantly promoting the story and the opportunity, we have to be elite, guys. We can't be average. We can't say, well, yeah, that stuff's kind of confusing. I'm really good at, networking with people and talking with people about, the comp plan or whatever, but, it gets into the products and stuff like that. That's not my thing. No, guys. Albert Einstein said, genius is making complex ideas simple, not making simple ideas complex. I love it, right? We think about what we're iGenius, and you think about the word genius and synonymous with Albert Einstein. And here he is explaining that truly to be a genius and to do what we do at iGenius, it's to make complex things simple, right? So we've got to be able to do that. We've got to be able to have our distributors, everything, and us as a corporate team, we've got to be able to go out there to the world, share our message, show the value of our platform, but do it in such a way that it's simple and easy to understand, which means that we've got to get good at understanding what is that customer interested in? What is that prospect interested in? Is it trading stocks? Is it crypto? And if so, we've got to be able to focus on that part of the opportunity and let all the other aspects and all the other benefits become secondary to that. That will become things that they may add to, later on or down the road. You don't have to have, you don't have to basically, put all of your money into every single product right out the gates, right? There's a process. It could take years before somebody may want to diversify their portfolio and use all the different services over the course of time. So So guys, this is one of those things, like I said earlier, our risk is that we potentially aren't, sharing the message in such a way that is simple and that's easy to understand. This is where we need you guys as leaders and every one of you distributors to be looking to your upline and be focused on this. This has got to be a focus is, am I setting the right expectations? Am I representing these products accurately? Am I posting things?
No, they're not. A lot of them are not representing them accurately because, like I just said, they make it sound like AI can do everything for you and you don't have to know anything and you're just going to get rich. You have no control over these people at all.
That tell an accurate story. Am I only posting when there's a massive winner? I don't ever talk about anything else because we all know that investing and trading involves ups and downs, wins and losses, right? You got to look at yourself. Am I doing the things that I need to be doing as an individual to help this company be in momentum and stay in momentum? And what you can be doing is focused on these 4 things. If you're taking notes or if you're taking a screenshot, I wish you would take screenshot and notes of this slide right here. And shout out to our marketing team, which did a great job of putting these slides together, because I had these thoughts kind of late last night. And I was like, listen, we've got to hammer this point home. But setting proper expectations, we've talked about this a lot. Christian does such a good job of talking about this. But guys, we have to be the best the world has ever seen at setting proper expectations. We can't tell people it takes 2 seconds to connect to the artificial intelligence software that our members get access to through a third party called Endotech. We can't explain that it's a simple, easy process when we all know that it could take 10 days, 2 weeks to get connected by the time the KYC process happened and by the time the API keys have been connected. It's not simple, but we've got to be able to help make it simple. That's our goal. That's why we get paid as distributors and as people that are elite, because we can make complex things simple. We got to simplify the message.
But how many people are getting paid as distributors? How many of those people are actually getting paid? I bet if you count all the expenses that they spend on memberships and other shit, most of them are not getting anything. Most of them are just going into debt. So just casually saying we distributors get paid to do this and that, no. Most of your company distributors don't get paid. It's very misleading.
We got to make sure that we are finding out what that customer is interested in and then focusing and narrowing our message on that item and not, muddying the waters by just adding all this other stuff. Yes, it's all there, but it can all be, drawn on later on. It can be used later on. When it comes to onboarding, guys, if you haven't gone through and watched the onboarding videos that we've created on all the products, if you haven't yourself become, an onboarding expert and really understand how to use these products, then you're selling yourself short. You're not going to be able to help onboard your customer effectively if you're not doing it yourself. So we've got to get good at onboarding. We're doing our part. Onboarding is a lot of what iGenius needs to do, is make sure we've got the videos and the tools and an intuitive flow to getting people connected to our products the right way. And then guys, the thing that we are going to keep hammering home, we've got to be elite. We've got to be elite. We've got to be the most elite team that has ever existed when it comes to sharing product performance and information and promoting, these products, these, investing products or these trading products, these education products. We've got to do it accurately and compliantly. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today, as we go into this. But I got thinking about this. This is really what the remedy is. As we are, as we're thinking about the potential risks and the potential, the things that could disrupt our ability to get into momentum. At the end of the day, this is the solution, is we've got to have a culture. We've got to create a culture of eliteness, right? Of elite distribution where we are the best and we govern ourselves and we police each other. If somebody sees something online that looks like it's, maybe insinuating performance that isn't really accurate, or maybe they are, they positioned it in such a way that it feels like it's a little, gray area, then that's where we come in as a team and we help each other in a completely constructive and positive way. Hey, you know what? Saw this post. Probably here's another way you could do it. I saw that you were, kind of insinuating that like everybody wins every single time. And guys, it's just not true. We want to set the right expectations, because when we bring people into the platform, we want them to stay, and we want them to stay month after month after month after month. Right now, we have great retention. We have, as far as industry standards and industry benchmarks, we're well above what the average, the average network marketing distribution company has when it comes to retention. We're awesome, but we want it to be even better. We want people to come in and average with us, years at a time, because they were told that this is how it is. that investing is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And we need everybody's got to be excited about this. I know sometimes everybody's thinking like, man, this is a lot of time we're spending on, compliance or accuracy or, being able to do things. Yeah, absolutely. And we need everybody to become champions and elite when it comes to sharing our message, because again, that is one potential thing that gets us away from momentum, is if there was ever any sort of regulation, ever any sort of intervention from regulatory, because at the end of the day, guys, we are we are publishers of financial education and research. We're not financial advisors. We're not, you are not licensed to go out there and give people advice.
I thought he was going to say we are financial advisors. I would love if it slipped.
You're providing people access to a platform. Okay, so I want to demonstrate this. A lot of times I think I've heard this before. It's like, you guys always talk about making sure that we're accurate and we're compliant. What does that mean? Give us some examples. Look, guys, if you've watched any of my videos where I give everybody an update on how the products are performing, I always stop and I talk about 3 disclaimers. These 3 disclaimers, again, you're seeing the page right here where there's a little bit more than 3. That's okay. I'm going to show everybody how to take what's on this page right here. And when you're posting in your comments and on your image and whatever it is, you've got to have these 3 things. First of all, the 1 and 2 can kind of be bunched into one, which is iGenius is not a registered investment advisor or broker dealer, right? We're not, we're not providing advice, we're providing education. So that's what those 2 things are. Basically, iGenius, or in this case, if you're showing your performance of your, let's say you're talking about your performance that you've had with Forex Thrive, okay? As you post information about that, it is imperative that you explain, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. Okay, I'm not licensed to do so. But what I can tell you is I have found a platform that provides education, and that education has helped.
So basically, I'm not a financial advisor, but you're still giving financial advice to people. You're hinting, look how rich I got from this. You can do that too. Not that I'm advising you to join. No, there is no but in there. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't even share stuff like that on social media. Jesus Christ. At least he's trying to tell them to put some kind of disclaimers, but I've seen a lot of iGenius posts and I rarely ever see any type of a disclaimer. So
me, achieve some great results, but I'm certainly not an advisor. The first thing is you are not licensed, registered advisors. We provide education and access to an education platform, right? Number 2 is that 3rd paragraph, which says the trading of currencies, future stocks, it involves risk, including the risk of losing part of the money or all of the money invested. All right, we can simplify this, which is trading involves risk, investing involves risk, and you should never risk more than you're comfortable losing. And if you have that in your disclaimers, if you're saying that, if it's a part of your message when you're talking to people, then you're all good. And that's the second thing. And then the third thing is that past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Guys, I'm about to talk about some performance and some results of our platform. And those are the 3 things that you've got to remember. We provide education, not advice. In trading involves risk. You should never risk more than you're willing to lose. And past performance does not guarantee future results. There's a few other things on here that the attorneys like that we have on our disclaimer pages. That's great. But those are the 3 things that you've got to make sure that you have a part of you when you're sharing our message from stage, on a Zoom call, or in social media. We've got to make sure that we are elite when it comes to setting the right expectations and using those disclaimers. Guys, let's jump into some of this performance. If you take a look at the screen, I've put up here the trailing 6 months of our performance to our education and research platforms, Forex Thrive, Equity Prime, and Crypto Core. Those 3 platforms where our market experts send out alerts. Our members are able to follow along and choose to follow however they would like. They maintain full control of their accounts, and they're able to, execute trades as they see. But this is just showing the tracker, showing how well our market experts are doing. Guys, look at like Omega, for example. Omega is binary options trading. It's part of Binary Pro, which falls underneath the Forex Thrive umbrella. And you can see that in January, 82%. In February, 70%, in March, 74%, carrying it over to April, May, and June, 70%, 73%, 67%. Guys, that is consistency. That is showing that we have, professional market experts that are able to provide people a way that they can diversify their portfolio, that they can participate in the markets, and they can count on, they can rely on our market experts to be professionals, to be people that can, really understand the markets. Same thing with FX Pro. If you look there from Jan.
So basically he's saying share these results, or maybe I'm getting this wrong, but you can tell me down below. He's saying share these results to show people what a good opportunity this is, but just put a disclaimer in the description box that you're not a financial advisor, but still give them financial advice indirectly. That's all I'm hearing here.
January, and you're looking at those percentages as far as the success rate of these alerts they're sending out. What that means is that we have market experts that are seeing the markets and they're giving people access to opportunities. You can see right there, not every single one is always winning every single month. Some of our market experts, some of our very best market experts have months where their winning percentage isn't stellar, but for the most part, you can see there's consistency on the platform, and you can feel confident sharing our message, sharing our story, that we have education and research that really can change people's lives. It can put them on a path to financial freedom and financial literacy, and help them to really find some alternative strategies to what they maybe find out there in some of those more conventional ways of handling your future or your retirement, whatever it may be. Across the board, guys, you can see in crypto performance has been absolutely awesome. January through June, it's the 6 months just showing from the launch of iGenius. We have had incredible performance in all of our different things. So big shout out to our market experts, and the consistency and the professionalism they take to work every single day as they're evaluating the markets and providing valuable research and ideas for you guys to participate in. Again, notice some of that terminology, guys. They're providing access. They're providing people education and ideas that people can basically participate in, and that's what we have access to. Guys, I'm just going to emphasize it again. We have this very powerful suite of products, and we have incredible performance across the board. But make sure when we're posting that you're only posting your own personal performance. Christian talked about this on the Crypto Elite live call this week, right? And he told everybody, you got to get your own story. You don't have to, you shouldn't be sharing other people's performance, because you should have your own story, become a product of the product, and you can ultimately, show your performance. This is my personal performance. Look at this example. This is my personal performance, past performances.
I feel like I watched this. Maybe like Savannah or someone had a video on this training, but I don't know. It rings a bell, but I don't remember the first half of it. I remember this part, I think. But again, he's just saying, show your personal performance, show how much money you're earning, which is weird. Again, why would you post that shit on social media? It's just like inviting people to hack you and to try to steal money from you. Like, what? That's first. And then second, again, show your results. Just put a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but do you want to earn money? Look how I'm earning money. Join me and you can earn money.
Guarantee future results. Investing involves risk, including the risk of losing the money invested. Guys, right there, we're giving examples of what we're talking about when we talk about becoming elite. One little quick thing too, this continues to be one of our most exciting, one of our very best products is the Crypto Elite platform. Again, just to make it really clear, Crypto Elite is a product that gets you access to a third-party company, right, which is called Endotech. And again, we have to draw those lines. I'm making sure everybody understands. Endotech is a third-party company. iGenius, InvestU don't make any money on the trading of what happens over there at Endotech, but we have a partnership in place where we provide people access to their platform, and they provide our members perks and benefits they wouldn't get elsewhere. They can have small accounts that they normally have to have a huge account. The profit sharing is much lower than they normally would have. The fees are lower than normally would be. It's a great platform. Well, this continues to be.
It's a great platform that had, just like iGenius, had their fair share of being accused of scamming people and being very problematic, which Kiki Chanel made a really good video talking about all of that shit and exposing them. So the fact that they're just bragging about, even just a quick Google search of Endotech would show you like the reviews and people's experiences, how many people got scammed and had issues with that platform. So, but then again, iGenius is shady as well. I mean, they rebranded like 3 times by now to avoid being associated with bad reviews and shady reputation. Allegedly, right?
One of our most exciting, so we continue to add more and more things to it. If you go to that page, the Crypto Elite page, you'll see we've added brand new videos in the Crypto Elite Academy. So more videos for you to check out, to immerse yourself, to understand this product. There's obviously all the onboarding products and more to come. We have more and more videos that we are putting into this, into this Crypto Elite Academy. So I want to make everybody aware there are new videos there. So go check those out. And the performance guys, you can go see it for yourself. It's been stellar. So really fired up about that product. Guys, before I pass this over to Christian, which I'm excited to have him share with you guys what you kind of all showed up to learn about, some of these promotions and things going on. I just want to summarize everything by telling a quick little story. This week, I was on a call with a network marketing professional, a guy who's been in the industry for 25 years, who has been with a handful of companies over those 25 years, made millions and millions of dollars as a distributor, as a leader in this space. And I was on this call with him, and he said to me, look, it just so happens because of life circumstances, I have not been in the game for the last 6 months. I've been kind of in between or sidelined, if you will, when it comes to network marketing. And he said, I have been watching your company since you launched. And he said, I have been so impressed. And he was very complimentary to me. I don't take this, I pass that right through to the team and to each one of you, because I do think we have had some major improvements from the moment we started in January. Obviously, we've grown. We've talked about that growth. Our platform has improved. We've talked about those improvements. But what he was focused on is he said, I've seen your leaders, I've seen your distributors, and they're taking it seriously. That there's less hype with you guys than there are with a lot of the other people that offer financial education. He says, and he says, I'm telling you, that's why I'm interested in what you're doing. He said, you guys are doing it the right way, and you're doing it in such a way that you'll be around for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And that's what I am interested in. Anyway, we went on with this call, and he explained how he really feels like, of course, we're not perfect, guys. But what he had to say was that he noticed that what we're doing is we're starting to stand out. We're starting to get, people are taking notice of what we're doing because we are doing it the right way, because we're focused on doing it the right way. We're focused on creating an elite distribution network. We are getting into momentum, and we are doing the things to maintain and stay in momentum. And this was a person who's watched us from the sidelines for 6 months who saw it. Guys, with that being said, like Christian said earlier, we're just getting started. You guys see these press releases come out from InvestView, talking about, record growth for iGenius and things like that. Absolutely. iGenius has a responsibility to its shareholders to make sure that they know that iGenius is doing really well, and that SafeTech is doing really well. So they're going to go out there and they're going to present that information in press releases and in filings, 10Ks and this, that, and the other. That's what they have an obligation to do. But understand that we aren't sitting here thinking that we've made it, or that we've arrived, or that we've done something yet. When it comes to the vision and the perspective of us here at corporate, we are literally feeling like we've just scratched the surface. Like we're just in the beginnings. We've got plenty of room to improve. We've got lots of room to grow. We're just getting started until we get to a place where, everybody in our company can get on a webinar and do, exactly what I've just talked about from a standpoint of making sure that we are elite with, onboarding, setting expectations, accuracy and compliance, and not making people confused. When we get there, we'll start to say, okay, maybe we've done something, right? And we're not there yet, right? We've got room to grow. My invitation today, guys, is to keep that in mind, right? We have to keep ourselves in momentum. We've got to develop ourselves. We've got to continue to work on our skill sets. That's what we're doing here at corporate. We know that we've got to do everything possible to get this company into momentum and stay in momentum. Of course, we've had some great months. From January through June, we've had tremendous growth, and it's thanks to every single one of you guys all across the world, your hard work, your dedication, your commitment. I hope that this message hasn't come off as being negative in any way. We've grown, we've done a great job, but we can absolutely grow more. We can become elite, and we can put ourselves into long-term momentum if we all work together and if we're committed to continual progress and continual growth, guys. Thank you so much, Christian, for letting me say a couple of words.
A couple of words. He was chatting shit for half an hour, man. I got a little bit sleepy, not gonna lie. But yeah, nothing new, right? To be honest, I feel like iGenius most grew when wfabb made the big transition from Monate to iGenius. I feel like that's what actually gave them some attention, because I have not heard of iGenius until the wfabb girls made the transition. But yeah, that was a big wave, and everyone was talking about it, everyone knew about it, and that's why I think people started covering iGenius more. Like, I don't know, I was very new to anti-MLM and stuff, but I definitely did not have a video made on them until then. And then I saw Isabella and Diana talk about it, CC, everyone. So then I looked into iGenius a bit more. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap that up here. Let me know down below what you thought about this word salad. If I forgot to mention something or comment on something, leave your comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button if you'd like to support me, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.